Hello and welcome to Learn with Swasti. So today I'm going to present to you yesterday's paper, that is 13th January's paper. So I'm going to be presenting you paper 1 for CTET for the 13th January. And the reason it is so extensive is because I had taken this paper. So I've taken both paper 1 and paper 2 in social studies, and right now I'm presenting paper 1 CTET, which was done on 13th January. Now, to start with CDP was easy and as expected. All the questions were from the previous year's question papers. The expected topics were like growth and development, inclusive education, multilingualism. There were 6 to 7 questions if you take all the theories: Piaget, Kohlberg, Vygotsky, and Gardner. Now, some specific questions from Gardner's theory, they asked about interpersonal intelligence. So if somebody has these kind of qualities, what intelligence does she show? So this is again expected. In the theories, comparison of Piaget and Kohlberg was seen for the first time. So the question was, what are the similarities between the two theories? And out of the options, the answer was both give answers in stages, of both show have the theories in stages was the answer. From Piaget, it was also at what stage do children understand conservation, seriation, and categorization? So the answer to this is the third stage, which is the concrete operation stage. Steps of problem solving had been put up, and you had to put it in order. And autism, the question about autism was asked as which of the following is a strength of a child correctly paired. So they had a creative child or a gifted child who had poor understanding, things like that. And autism was the correct answer, where they have great attention for detail. So rest all the questions were very expected, and right from the previous year's question paper there were no surprises. Maths was extremely easy. In fact, they didn't ask a very difficult question at all. And I have written down some of the questions. So here is one. I am not solving them for you, but you can get a hint as to how simple they are. So the LCM of a number is 20 times its HCF. If LCM plus HCF is 2520, what is the difference between LCM and HCF? So it is just a matter of finding uh, what the LCM and HCF is, and finding the difference between them. Then how many pair of twin primes are there between 51 and 100? And how many vertices does a triangular prism have? Find the value of x if, and this is what was given, 4579 plus x plus 3895 is 9090. It was a simple equation given. What is the mean of the first 10 odd prime numbers? So you have to find the first 10 odd prime numbers. So start with 3 and go on to 31 and add it and divide by 10. Now this was a sum which looked a little difficult, but it was basically a simple subtraction sum. A gold necklace weighs 7 grams, 6 decigrams, 3 centigrams, and 8 milligrams. This necklace also has pearls, which weighs 3 decigram, 1 centigram, and 3 milligrams. What is the weight of just the gold? So you had to, it's basically 7,638 minus 313. The answer had to be given in in grams. What do we get if we divide 26 by half, add 30 to the number, and subtract 35 from this? It was as simple as this. What is the largest four-digit number which can be made up of 8, 7, and 1, where any one number can be repeated twice? Now, these are certain pedagogical questions. The structures which are associated with division are, and the options were given as ratio, equal sharing, ordering, and rearranging. And two of the options were given together, like A and B, C and D, like that. So the answers for this will be ratio and equal sharing. Then another question is, a teacher teaches a concept using exemplars and non-exemplars. She uses mathematical vocabulary. She also has an understanding of errors and alternate concepts of children. So, what does she exhibit? Does she exhibit pedagogical content knowledge? Does she exhibit subject knowledge, curricular knowledge, or understanding of errors? So, pedagogical content knowledge would be the answer here. Then from Piaget, there's a question on a child has knowledge of fractions. This knowledge can be used to teach rational numbers. So, what development is this as expressed by Piaget? Scaffolding, assimilation, or decentration? And there was one more. So, I'm not 100% sure of this answer, but I have gone for decentration. It might be assimilation, but I'm not really sure. On errors, the question was a child writes 402 as 4002 and 608 as 6008. So, what can be said about this kind of error? So, the two probable options were the child writes the number as he sees it, and the child does not understand the place value of numbers. I have gone for the child writes the number as he hears it, sorry, not sees it, as he hears it. But I'm not sure whether the other one applies. Let's see what CBSE says. Now, the development of numeracy skill does not imply, and the options were knowledge of numbers and number operations, understanding of numbers and shapes, skills required for data handling, and rote memorization of counting numbers. So, obviously, rote memorization of counting numbers is not implied. There was also a question on, according to the NCF 2005, what are folk algorithms? So, folk algorithms are basically the methods used by people, the traditional methods which they use to add numbers in the algorithms that they use. And uh, that was given, and the other options given were so simple that you knew what was the correct option. Mathematical thinking is based on procedural fluency, intuition and observation, logic and observation, logic and reasoning. Here I have gone for logic and reasoning. I'm not 100% sure whether it should be logic and observation or logic and reasoning. So let's see. So I'm doing this because I have gone through the paper and this is what I've remembered and written down. And I thought it would be best to share it with you. Now, EVS was a moderately tough paper. Um, there were a lot of questions which you either knew or did not know. So, what is rain harvesting was a simpler question because it was quite the options were not so clear in this, so we had to take a guess. Patterns on Kashmiri houseboats which are of jigsaw shape. This is called Khatam Band. Which state is the Nehru Institute? Which state is the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering situated? It is in Uttarakhand. When was the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan launched? Its answer is 2014. Who's known as the Waterman of India? It is Sri Rajendra Singh. Who is on the third trophic level of an ecological pyramid? So, if we take a ecological pyramid, we have producers, then the herbivores, then the carnivores, and then the decomposers. So, the answer is for consumers. Which of the following is not a hallucinogenic drug? And the options given were LSD, hashish, cannabis, and penicillin. So, obviously, penicillin is not. According to NEP NCRT at the primary level, the EVS curriculum is, and then given four options A, B, C, D, which were suggestive, explorative, prescriptive, or declarative, and you had two options which you had to take. So, it is explorative and declarative basically. What is not true about dietary fiber? It provides nutrients. Now, this is not true basically. It acts as roughage, helps get rid of undigested food, and mainly provided by plants. So, the correct answer is it does not provide nutrients. So, that is the what is not true. The map question, there was one statement where somebody is traveling from Delhi to Mumbai, and which are the three states which he has to pass from. So, uh, The options were quite simple. It was basically Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. These were the three states which were directly linked to Delhi. Also, they had this Golconda Fort question, which has been asked before, where on a map 1 centimeter is equal to something. Here it was 110 meters, and that Fateh Darwaja to some place is 13.7 centimeters on the map. So how much is it in actual? So this is a question which has been asked 2 3 times before. They just changed the numbers. Now I've taken English as language one. It was very easy. There was one poem and one prose, and the poem was also something which has been asked just previously last year, which is The Little Black Boy by William Blake. And the questions asked on pedagogy were very, very expected questions. There's nothing extraordinary which I have written down or noted. There were questions on multilingualism, the grammar, teaching process, inductive examples of inductive teaching, process of editing, skimming, and scanning. I've not written that down here. NEP based pedagogy should be cross curricular. So, very, very simple questions. Plus, the options given were very easy for us to get the right answer. So, if you use the tag words, they work very well. Hindi as language too was also very easy and had two prose passages, and the direct questions were asked from the text. So you didn't have to really think too much because the answers were just given in the text. There was grammar, which had pratyay, samay plus ik. What is the pratyay form of samay plus ik? So samayak, you have to get the correct spelling. Which word has both upsarg and pratyay? Now the options given were adhir, dhairyavan, safalta, and purnataya. I didn't find a word which had both upsarg and pratyay, but maybe my Hindi grammar is very poor. So if any of you know the correct answer, please put it in the comments below. There was Sandhi Vichhed of Lokokti, and which word is not a Paryayavachi of Mata. So there was Janani, Matrika, and one more, and there was this word Bhagini, which basically means sister. Pedagogy was also not tough. There were expected questions. It's just that you had to know the vocabulary of Hindi, which is something which I have to say I have to learn a lot. But it took, I mean, I think I would rate myself pretty high there because the options were like that. The options were such that you could kind of guess. So that's it. That's all from me. If you like the video, if you found it helpful, please do give a like and share this video. Thank you very much and good night. Tomorrow I'll come up with paper 2, social studies. Thank you for watching this video.